What's up, fellow fescue freaks? I'd like to say it's a great day above the fescue, but we're over here at the shop today. There's still no fescue. But anyway, if you remember, all of this was smoked off, was nice and clean. We've been getting a ton of rain. Therefore, I have a lot of unwanted germination. And I always say bare ground is game on for germination. That's why a lot of people see POA and other problems when they do a renovation. So if they're bare dirt and they don't have some type of pre-emergent down, they'll get a lot of germination that they don't want. So bare ground is game for germination. I have a bunch of that here with the rain we've been getting here lately. It's pretty sickening what this used to look like, how clean it was. And now there's at least 6 different unwanted, I'm gonna say summertime weeds. I did make an application right here this morning, and I'm gonna tell you what I've done to get cleaned up, get ready for my fall seeding. This used to be some striped up, beautiful fescue right here. But we're going back with fescue, and it's going to be absolute fire. You'll have to stick around and find out what it's going to be. It's going to be real cut. So got some things in the works for that. It still will be real mowed fescue. So stick around, subscribe, find out in the future what's happening here. So let's go over a couple weeds. I'll tell you the application I made today, because a lot of you may be going through the same thing here real soon. You got to get some crap cleaned up to where you can get ready to seed. And depending on if you're overseeding or if you're going from bare dirt, what herbicides you can use and what kind of wait times you will have. So I'm gonna walk with this camera and we're going to describe a couple of these weeds. All right, so here we go. This is an absolute disaster. I should have had a pre-emergent down during this time, because everything that I have let germinate is now trying to reproduce. So, starting off right here, it's a big old plant of goosegrass, and you can see it's already got seeds on it. It's amazing how quick that happens. A ton of spurge. Come over here, we have right there goosegrass. Spotted spurge, just covering the ground like crazy. Another goosegrass plant. We have crabgrass that everybody's probably dealing with. We have one right here that I normally don't see. It's almost like a succulent. It's pretty crazy. Purlane. So, got a lot of things here you'd never think you would see. Let's go right over here. This is green carpet weed. Green carpet weed. More crabgrass down the edge. Large crabgrass right there. Big old plant of goosegrass. I mean, a major. And if you look at goosegrass, you'll see right here in the middle how it all grows out from the middle. This is goosegrass. It all grows right out of that center. It will lay pretty flat. Tons and tons of junk. Pigweed. Another real nice goosegrass plant that's already seeding. So, I did spray, Dallas. This is one a lot of people have a hard time identifying, is Dallas. Dallas grows from the center like that too. And if it's in the fescue, you'll have a bunch of fescue right here, and the Dallas will be sort of growing out of it. This is one that you either paint the leaves with glyphosate or you spray it with Pilex. It's a tough one. Another goose. Another pigweed. A little more Dallas down here. Tons of spotted spurge. Spotted spurge, just tons of it. And I'm gonna show you one more Dallas over here. But we're gonna get all this cleaned up to where we can do a renovation. Basically, we'll be going from bare ground. We'll be installing the Hunter irrigation here at the shop. There's 4,000 square feet. Look at this big old pigweed I let go. Ugh. We'll be back to stripes. All right, let's go get in the shade now that we've touched on several of these weeds. Oh, one other right quick. We'll go all the way back down to the end. There is some common Bermuda on this one end. Let's show you this common Bermuda right quick. Go ahead and tell you now, common Bermuda is not easy. But I did have a little Pylex in my spray this morning. Oh God, it's hot. All right, so we got some common Bermuda runners right here. You see this right here. And boy, she is trying to root. Look at the root system already on that. So there's some common Bermuda. Don't know how well you can see it. It's bright out here. All right, let's go get in the shade. Let's talk about this application today. So let's talk a little bit about today's application here at the shop. I've got to clean up a bunch of junk that I just walked you through out there. I mean, I've got some goosegrass. I've got crabgrass, Dallas grass, purlane, spotted spurge. I've got some pigweed and just a bunch of junk. Because it was bare ground, we've been getting a lot of rain and things germinated. Where I messed up is when I had that smoked off, I should have either covered it up with some type of tarp or something, or sprayed a pre-emergent like Prodiamine that will not let things root. They still germinate, you just won't let them root. Now, a pre-emergent like this, Prodiamine, will not let fescue germinate neither. So for anyone that's thinking, that's new, that's rolling into this fall's overseed or renovation, and they hear the word pre-emergent can be used at seeding, this is not one. You cannot use Prodiamine at your fescue seeding. You cannot. It will hinder your germination or rooting of your fescue seed, and the money you've paid for that will be wasted. So do not, as a cardinal, do not think you're going to use Prodiamine at seeding. Do not. Now, there are a few quote-unquote pre-emergents that you can use at the time of seeding fescue. Those are going to be Tenacity. The active ingredients is mesotrione, 40%. You can buy it as generic. I normally buy this in a gallon because a bottle of generic's about 56. A bottle of actual Tenacity is about 70. You can buy a gallon from Chemical Warehouse for like $1.30 a gallon. Now, mesotrione, you're only going to use about 5 ounces to the acre. So it's very little. If you've got small square footage, you either need the syringe or you're going to be doing like tablespoons. It's nothing. I do everything by the acre. So my math is always by the acre. 5 ounces to the acre of mesotrione. This is one that you can use at seeding. My understanding is it gives you about a 14 or so day window. Now, something that I learned last year from Gerald is drive, accelerate. Drive gives you more like 40 days at seeding. So if you use it at the full rate, which is 64 ounces to the acre, this is a $70 bottle of product, and the full rate is 64 ounces to the acre. I think that works out to basically 1.5 ounces to the 1,000. That gives you like a 40-day window of pre-emergent at seeding of your fescue. You can run it at a lower rate and get less. So what I ran today cleaning up, because I'm going to seed in the future, I cannot use this because this has a longer window. Like this works for months. So I cannot use that to keep things out there clean until it's seeded, like a month down the road, maybe 2 months down the road. So what I ran today was some glyphosate. I ran some glyphosate because I want to take out most of the weeds, and it will. There's no wait time on glyphosate. People will argue with you on that. I have sprayed glyphosate, let it dry, and seeded in the same day. Glyphosate 41% Roundup. I have sprayed that and seeded the same day. Just let it dry where you don't walk it everywhere. So, my application today, glyphosate, a little bit of MSO, because with drive, I have crabgrass out there, and I want the drive in my mix to give me some time as a pre-emergent, but not keep me from being able to overseed or seed in the fall. So, and I spiked it with a little bit of Pilex. There's some common Bermuda, but the reason I used the Pilex today is you mix these two together and crabgrass doesn't stand a chance. This is called the pile driver. So you would run this 3/4 of an ounce to the acre, and this right here at 32 ounces to the acre, you would have the pile driver. And it will work wonders on crabgrass. My understanding on the crabgrass is when it's really young, drive is great. When it's mature, slowed down, drive is great. But there's an in-between period where crabgrass goes and it tillers like crazy, and what you spray on that leaf is not enough to work on it as it's growing so rapidly. So you pop a little Pilex in the tank, have the pile driver, boom, takes care of your problems. So since we're talking about seeding, wait times, I figured it'd also be good to talk about like Speed Zone, super popular. Speed Zone is a phenomenal product, does a lot of stuff. For a lot of people, you could have Speed Zone in your toolbox. You're going to take care of the majority of everything. This is a bottle of Old School. As you can see, I got wrote on here, not EW. So this is an old bottle of Speed Zone. It's going to have the long wait period, like 28 days or whatever. If you buy the new formula, that is Speed Zone EW, it has a 7-day waiting period, but you have to have the new formula, not the old. Triclopyr. Triclopyr is a good one that people are spraying right now. If they're cleaning up spurge, if they're cleaning up common Bermuda, it's in with your Pilex mix. But if you notice, if you look at the directions on Pilex, if you're doing common Bermuda in fescue, there's 3 applications, 21 days apart. And the first 2 applications will include Triclopyr. The last one you can put in drive because it doesn't hinder your germination of your cool season. So, Triclopyr is that 28, 30-day waiting, that window where you don't seed if you apply it. Same thing with your 2,4-Ds. You know, you're going to have to wait your 28, 30 days. If you were to spray this today, just keep in mind, you cannot seed for 28 to 30 days. Some people may argue that, and you might get lucky, but when seed costs what it does nowadays, follow the label, follow those recommendations, spray what you want to spray, but just count on not doing anything for 28 to 30 days from that point. Now, if you spray glyphosate, like I said, no wait time, let it dry. If you spray drive, no wait time. Meso, aka tenacity, no wait time. Pilex, no wait time. The new Speed Zone EW, 7-day. If you were to accidentally spray this, you're looking at a long time unless you break the barrier. So, and let it gas off. So if you were to spray, say, Pro-Diamine, and you had a couple of areas that you need to seed, get out there with a garden weasel, and just rough that hussy up, tear that ground up real good. I would let it bake in the sun for a day or two and come back and tear it up again. Let this product gas off. My understanding is you can add some carbon to that area to help soak this up and help seed germination, help aid it. Carbon would be like your earthworks, or something like a coconut or a biochar, something to help soak up that product. But now, once you have germination and you're on down the road, you're fine with this. There's a lot of talk about root pruning if the turf is young. You could do some research on that. But anyway, I just want to talk about what I'm doing here today, what I'm getting geared up to do. Like, I'm gonna get this cleaned back up. I don't want anything else germinating, and the problem with stuff out there germinating is it all wants to reproduce, so it's just dropping more seeds in the soil that I'm gonna have to deal with later on when I'm trying to keep my fescue clean. So I should have done something. Got busy, didn't think about it. We started getting a bunch of rain. It was bone dry forever, so nothing was out there but dust. And we started getting a bunch of rain. That's when I should have put this down, because it's good to water or rain your pro-diamine in. I could have put a light app of this, or could have done some drive or some meso. Like I say, tenacity is super popular. To me, just since we're talking about different herbicides, tenacity is made super popular by like YouTube and stuff of that nature, but tenacity to me is not a very good herbicide. If you're going to use tenacity or meso, the active ingredients is meso, if you're going to use it, you're looking at running multiple applications. It's not a one and done herbicide like a lot of these others. So if you've bought a bottle of tenacity or meso and you're going after stuff, it's not a one and done. It's a multiple app product. Like, you're looking at making, you can run up to 16 ounces a year. That's another thing to learn about labels, read. You can use meso 16 ounces on an acre in one physical year. So you're looking at making multiple apps to get this product to do anything for you. You're looking at like 3 apps of 5, which is 15, and you're safe. Yeah, you'll spray it and it's going to turn white. Yay! Shit don't die. It's coming right back, so don't get too happy. That's the thing about meso. Now, I will tell you, when you use meso at seeding, a lot of people do not follow directions. They get a little heavy-handed, and their new fescue will turn purple. It will turn bleach white with purple stems. I'll find a picture and pop in here. I like doing that because I'm learning to edit. But it will turn purple, so follow the directions. Like I say, you're only looking at 5 ounces to an entire acre. So 5 ounces divided by 44. That tells you how much you're going to use on the square feet. It's basically nothing. But it will. Like I say, if you get heavy-handed and you get scared because you seeded and your seed now is white and purple, it's because you got crazy with your meso. I don't see that with the drive. So, is there anything else to talk about here? There is one other product that is I have found super helpful when doing an overseed and when you've had issues with POA. POA annua, not POA triv, but POA annua. What I like to do here in North Carolina is I get my seeding done in September, October, hopefully, depending on heat, weather, water, whatever. If you have irrigation, the sooner that you can seed, the better, because the stronger and the bigger roots you can grow before summer, the better off you are. A lot of people seed late and then they throw off on the seed because it didn't do very well. Well, you didn't give it time to grow. That's the reason in the fall is better. You got cool time to, get established, grow roots. But that's another video. We've got to do that video and talk about germination, talk about turf maturity, talk about timing and stuff of that nature. That's another video. But the other thing I'll throw at you is Etho. Etho 4, I get it from Chemical Warehouse. It is a phenomenal product to put down as a so-called pre-emergent also for Poana. And what I like to do is I like to get my seeding done. Now, it is labeled that you can put down at seeding, but I've heard back and forth that it can prohibit, it can, you know, whoop up on your new stuff. So I don't do it. What I do is I get my seeding done September, October, somewhere in that area, get it germinated, and then when it rolls around to Thanksgiving and Christmas is my 2 dates in North, and I apply this in 2 apps. You're able to apply 48 ounces of this in a physical year, and what I do is 2 apps of 24 ounces to the acre, and everything, my math is always on the acre. November, Thanksgiving and Christmas is my dates here for this. So this is like I say, this has really changed my issue. I had some poana problems, and if you don't stop it from dropping seed heads, you just keep having poana problems, just like crabgrass. If you let it grow, it goes a seed head, it's going to be back. It's in the soil, it's here. And those kind of seeds can last for years upon years. It's not in your grass seed. You know, you're not sabotaged or something. A lot of people that are new that do a renovation, they've probably had PO in the past, they just didn't pay it no attention. They had crabgrass in the past, they didn't pay it no attention. They go out and do a kill off and start from bare ground. They don't have good practices in their pre-emergent program at seeding. Next thing you know, they got some good looking dark turf popping up, dark seedlings, fescue, and then they start seeing limey stuff everywhere, and they blame it, oh my God, that's in the seed. No, it's just every dang where. And until you slow it down on your personal property, it's going to be everywhere. Until you have a thick, dense stand of fescue, a lot of other crap is going to be here. That's why I always say bare ground, game on for germination. Bare ground, you got bare dirt, bare ground, things are going to germinate that you don't want. It's just their life cycle. Everything wants to reproduce. Everything wants to reproduce, you know. But anyway, etho's a good one to have in your toolbox too. Hopefully this has answered some questions. I'd love for you to hit the like button, the subscribe button. If anybody's got a project like this getting ready to start, which a lot are going to be doing overseeding, a lot's going to be doing renovations this fall, September, August, follow along, because I'm going to make like a series of what's going on here at the shop. It's getting ready. It was sprayed this morning. Today is August the 4th. It's sprayed. In about 3 days, you're going to see a color change. Things are going to start checking out. I'll get some pictures. We'll do a weekly follow-up on this. We'll get this leveled up. We'll get our trenches dug. Our irrigation's going in over here. We're going to irrigate with my well at the shop. It's going to be all Hunter MPs, the little small ones. I got no history with those. I got rotors at home. I got I-20s. This is going to be different. This is going to be MP rotors or whatever. It's going to be a total different learning curve. So it's going to be nice to be irrigated over here too, because I've always drug around the wobblers from Big Sprinkler. And that's all going away. It's all going to be automated. We got a cultivar picked out for over here. We're going to be reel mowing as tall as the reel mower will go until that changes. But it's going to be pretty neat. Check it out, stick around, subscribe. I promise you the stripes will be fire in the future. It's going to be fire. It's going to be a great day above the fescue eventually. Thank you. I hope this helped. Peace out.